The demand for Mortal Kombat was so hyped in the early 90s that it received a port on every available console and handheld at the time. It was even released on Mortal Monday, one of the first times I can recall a game getting such a strong marketing blitz for a game's release, something that's common practice today. The Game Boy version was easily labeled as one of the worst ways to play this iconic fighting game thanks to the reduced roster, horribly choppy gameplay, lacking fatalities, cheap AI, I had to activate the Invincibility Game Genie code to play through this, and the overall lack of options. For example, this ridiculous sliding hoe smack is Sub-Zero's Game Boy fatality. However, the Game Boy version received an exclusive feature that no one seems to remember. If you manage to beat Shang Tsung, wait through the credits, and when you see The End appear on screen, hold upper left on the D-pad with select an A until the initial screen appears. Then after submitting your pointless score to the leaderboard, the player will be greeted with this screen. That's right, Goro lives as you. When the game restarts, you now play as Goro. This four-armed boss is only playable in the Game Boy version of Mortal Kombat. As a point of reference, the next time Goro would become playable was in select versions of MK Trilogy and then later in Mortal Kombat 4. Besides being a huge ugly sprite, Goro's moveset is lacking as he doesn't have kicks, but his jump attack is easy to use. You just need to push up in a direction and it can kill opponents in about 2 hits. He also has a fireball and can temporarily turn invisible to avoid damage, but all special moves are so hard to execute in this Game Boy version because of the broken frame rate and choppy animations. And when you play the mirror match and second to last fight, it'll be Goro versus Goro, and that second Goro looks even uglier and more smeared than original Goro, if that was even possible. He also doesn't have a fatality, nor can you do a fatality against him, so he definitely has some unique characteristics. But playable Goro isn't the only secret. For some reason, when replaying as Goro, the game decides to change the names of each fighter. Kano is now Bob, Raiden is Eric, Liu Kang is Hot Carl, Scorpion is Peter, Sub-Zero is Gary, Sonya is Fergus, and Shang Tsung is now Eddie. And if that wasn't weird enough, the entire tournament is now called Brittle Plum? I have no idea why these names change or what Brittle Plum is, but yeah, another exclusive feature to the GB version of Mortal Kombat. It's cool playing as overpowered Goro, but it's strange that it was restricted to Nintendo's handheld, an extremely watered down and poorly presented port. The muddy visuals make it hard to understand what's happening, and my Game Boy player would often make these weird colors appear on screen. In fact, when playing the Sub-Zero mirror match, the second Sub-Z looks more like Reptile. Plus, not having sound effects makes the game feel incomplete and honestly a little weird. But hey, always remember, Goro lives as you. Which isn't creepy or anything, not in you, as you. Yeah, it's probably best not to think about it. But what do you think? Did you know about Goro and the name-changing secret in the Game Boy version? Which version of Mortal Kombat do you hate the most? And who else would you like to live as you? Let me know in the comments. I would really like it if you can live as me by considering subscribing and checking out my Patreon. Until next time, thank you for watching and game on!